what's up, good people? This is T-Dow, the one and only Black Cat, and I'm here to let you know about things that you didn't know about me. So let's get into it. My real name basically is Tandule Tumtozi Singubane, and the name T-Dow was from the same name. Well, I just took the T, D, O, and a W. And what I noticed about people with names like Noltando, Tandule Tandule Nkosi, if there's a Tando, in my hood at least, or Durban, they just call them Tito. So that's how I got the name Tito, but I just decided to spell it different and just take the T-D-O-W from my real name, Tandule. It's funny because when I was a kid, I used to get teased a lot with just the way I look, my skin color. You know, kids used to call me names like, "Hey, black son," or "Look at you, Somnyama," or "Nyama," you know, names like that. And that used to make me feel bad as a kid, because when you're a kid, you take things too personal, and they say it to you, especially if it's something you can't change about yourself or the way you look. So like, I used to feel bad, but as I was growing, I came to a realization that, man, I just have to accept myself for who I am or how I look. And I realized that being black is special, especially when like the skin color, not as in the race. So I accepted myself for just being black as in the race, and I accepted myself for being black as in like dark skin, my skin color. So I don't mind it when they say it now, because I'm embracing it that I'm a black cat. And cat was from when I was just realizing that how people hated black cats, because some of them, they think, you know, a black cat is just a sign of, you know, bad spirits, or, you know, a black cat is bad because some witches use it for, you know, for whatever they do that is bad, and it has to do with just bad luck. So that's just the same thing that I was explaining with just my skin color, how kids used to look at me when I was a kid. So that's exactly how I felt. I felt like I was just a black cat back then when I was a kid, and growing up, people, you know, calling me these names. So just like how a black cat is being taken as. So that's the reason why I just combined the whole thing as T-Dow Da Blackcat, and this came out. I was born 2000 in a rural area called Indwedwe, and there I stayed like a few years growing up, and I moved to Mkababa, and Mkababa stayed a couple of years, and then I started moving to Lazi. That's when, you know, I started like noticing a lot of shit about, you know, what's happening in the world, because it was a very busy place when I got here, and it's still a busy place. It's always busy. So it's not like the rural areas where it's just, you know, chilled, quiet, you can see trees and, you know, the space. So that's when I started, you know, growing. I grew up here, and, you know, yeah, it just pushed me to actually become the person that I am today, I guess. So if it wasn't for me growing up here, seeing all the things that were happening here, I wouldn't be the person that I am today, or I wouldn't be what I am today, like as in an artist or a rapper, or just a person who's creative, or a person who can tell stories in different ways because of the things that I've seen around here. So I started writing when I was like in grade 5. I remember well, I was in grade 5, and I was 11 years old, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, I was 11 years old. So I remember this one point where I was like, it was December times, like in primary school. It was December times, we were doing nothing. You know, when you're a kid, you know, in primary school, you're just happy to go to school to do nothing when it's December time. So I went there, and my friends were there. We were just doing nothing in class, and I was sitting in the back of the class, I remember well, and the teachers were like, the learners were just making a noise, just doing all the stuff around. So I was there in the back. I decided to write. All my friends were soccer players, and I was a soccer player too. And I started writing when I was sitting in the back, and what I realized is my friend found out that I'm doing something seriously. He was like, "Hey, let me go check it out." And when he checked out, I was writing my first rap ever, and I still remember the lines, only like 2 lines or something, and it was something like, the first line was "Bingo like Ringo," but it's like "Bingo like Ringo, da 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 dingo, da 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 da," but it was just like, it was rhyming like that. So I didn't understand what I was saying at that point, but I just wrote that because it just made, to me, it made sense because it rhymed. So you know how when you're starting to write, you just write anything as long as it rhymes. So my friend took the piece of paper and he read it to the whole class, and the whole class was like, "What the hell?" They were laughing like, "God, nigga!" Even my friends, bro, like, "Hey man, stick to soccer, bro. This doesn't make sense and whatsoever." But it was just fun. It was funny. It was funny when it was happening, but I felt bad, yes, but I was cool with it. I was like, man, fuck these niggas. I'm just gonna continue on the side doing this thing. But I didn't really focus on it that much at that time because I was influenced by soccer. My friends were soccer players, and I love soccer, and I still play soccer by now. And I started recording when I was 15 years old, and that was like 2015. And I remember it was after I was coming back from Jersey for trials when I was playing soccer, and I found out that I failed, for trials, and I went there and I came back, and I was heartbroken. My mom was heartbroken too, because she really supported me when I was playing soccer. She still supports me to this day though. And what happened was I failed and I came back. A couple of months after I came back, I just found myself within music, bruh. Like, I don't know how, but I just started writing this song, because I felt bad about what happened in Jersey, and I just wanted to let it go, which is why my first song, the title of the song is Let It Go. That's the song that I wrote 2015, and when I took it out, people were like crazy about it, bruh. Like, yo, man. And that gave me the energy, the motive to actually write more songs, and from there, I just realized that I'm made for this. Well, I think it's my family because, I come from a very musical background. My family is so into music, and my dad is the biggest influence because whenever he takes me to school, like in primary school, he used to take me to school, he'd take me back. He used to play songs like Slow Jam, R&B, Tupac, like what else? Westlife, Chris Brown, Michael Jackson, Lucky Dube, who else? A lot, but like just slow jam and a little bit of hip hop, but he was into slow jam the most. So I think that was the influence because I just started getting used to this music that I didn't, because I was a kid and I didn't understand what love is, but I got to learn about it through those songs that he was playing me he wasn't playing, it's just songs he was listening to, but I got to hear them and listen to them because he was always playing them all the time, slow jam the most. So I started learning about words and how to put words together, and because it was so deep. I used to fuck with Michael Jackson a lot. I used to dance like him, take his moves, and try to sing like him, but singing didn't really work out for me. I tried though, but that's the influence. And my mom was back in high school, she was in the choir, I remember, and she was so wishing to just become part of that and just make a living out of it, but it didn't really go the way she wanted it to go. I think that's the reason why I was born. Well, the easiest way to describe my music is to refer to as either a pill or some medicine, because my music is always based on real life situations, relative stories that I go through too, like as a teenager, and it's activating people around. That's what I've realized. Like, I always make sure that when I write, I just don't write to make up words or whatsoever. I just write from the heart, and it's just always stories, real life stories, and it's always things that most people, especially teenagers, can relate to, because it's things that I go through, things that I've seen around, and things that I believe I'm still gonna experience. So it's always based on that. So I feel like my music is more like a brother if you don't have a brother, a sister if you don't have a sister, that's always there for you, telling you, yo, it's gonna be okay, it's gonna be fine, just do this and that, or just find a way. I'm always giving you hope in my songs. So that's the reason why I'm saying my music is just there to activate you, and I could actually refer it to as a pill or a medicine, because it makes you feel better when you're down, when you're broke, or when you're broken. It's just like it activates you. Well, when it comes to artists that I'd like to collaborate with, I'd say when it comes to females based in South Africa, I'd say it's Amanda Black first. Amanda Black, I like her. She has such a golden voice. Shikana, ooh, sweet. Shikana, Ayanda Gia, and Elaine. And when it comes to males, I'd say Beast. Beast is good. Teleman, I like Teleman. Aries, I like Aries. Who else? Who else am I leaving? I'd say maybe Younger. Younger too is good. I like him. And based on people that stay overseas, international, I'd say I'd like to collaborate with. Oh, I like LMA. LMA, her, Ari Lennox. Ooh, Ari. Who else? What else am I leaving out? Okay, that's enough with the females. When it comes to males, I'd say Body. I like Body. Four is good. Who else? Post Malone. I like Post Malone. So good. Post Malone. Saba. Ooh, how can I leave him? Saba is so dope. Saba. Who else? I think that's it for now. Those are the people that I like to collaborate with, because when I listen to their music, most of the stuff that they talk about, it's things that I can also relate to, and it's like I see common things about the things that I write about and the things that they write about and the things that they experience and the things that I experience. There's a lot in common, so I just relate a lot to it. So it makes it easier for me to understand the music. So I just don't listen to any music. For me, it would be Mendoza, because Mendoza inspired me a lot when I was growing up, and my dad was always playing Mendoza. I got to know Mendoza off my dad, and he inspired me a lot, because when I listened to even Zola 7, when I listened to him, like, man, these stories that he was telling was giving hope, and it inspired me a lot, and it helped me grow. I continued listening to him until he passed away. So that's the reason why I say I do it for him as a tribute, because as a way to just pay back for what he actually taught me as a kid. Well, of course, I do sing and rap in the shower or wherever else when I'm alone, or when there's people at times, but mostly when I'm in the shower, I sing my songs, I rap, like I freestyle. Most of the times when I'm rapping in the shower, it's just freestyles, because I'm still trying to teach myself or get used to just freestyling, because I'm not really good at it. I try, I'm not really good at it, but I'm still learning how to. So just getting used to freestyling needs a lot of practice. So when I'm in the shower, when I hop in the shower, maybe I play a beat out loud and I rap in the shower just to freestyle, or sometimes I just sing my songs, and that's just how it goes. Well, if I wasn't really into music, I would be acting. I would be acting, because I love acting. I did drama back in high school, and I'm still focused on. I'm still looking forward to become something big in acting. So I feel like if I wasn't really making music, I would be acting. I'd be just making movies and film series and short skits and. I haven't really planned nothing when it comes to shows, but I had something in mind for this year. It was just something that was in the back of my mind. So I wanted to do a tour, since I dropped my third project this year. Well, I dropped it last year, it was 2020, and it was the same. I dropped it on the 27th, and it's titled A Piece of Solitude. So I just wanted to open up a tour 2021 this year, and as just to launch it, because a lot of people aren't really familiar with it, so I still gotta push it enough to get a lot of listeners to listen to it, because I think it's a very important album for a living person to actually receive. So I'm just I've been trying to pre-plan to just set up that this year I want to make a tour just to launch the album. So I might come up with that, although it's not really official. I'm not really sure, but I'll make sure I'll make it happen. My favorite song to perform is Brittonwood, which is just a song I did when I was in Brittonwood High School. It was a song that talks about how good the school is, because I really like the school, no lie. I still love it to this day. So it was just a song that just represented, it was like a school anthem that I made. Like the whole school, they loved that song. Like the whole school, they loved that song. So when I used to perform it, I remember they used to sing along with me on stage, and they used to like sing it word to word. You know, when I say word to, they knew that song. Like every learner knew about that song. Every new grade 8 learner, when they got there, they got to know the song, because it was just treated as a school anthem. So whenever I performed it, I really enjoyed it, because you know, seeing other people there singing your song word to word. And sometimes when I performed, I used to make like throw the mic to them and make them sing along with me. So I really enjoyed performing that song, and I think if I really go back there and perform it again, it's still gonna be the same vibes. So, but I'm still gonna go back there and get to perform. I love that school. The favorite musician that I admire is J. Cole, because J. Cole was just the biggest influence throughout my music career. Because I remember when I wrote my first song, there were lines that there were lines that I stole from J. Cole, due to the fact that I used to listen to him a lot, every day. J. Cole, J. Cole, J. Cole, because hey man, he inspired me a lot. There's a reason I'm always cautious about what I say in my songs. I just don't write anything. I make sure that, you know, when I write this and when they receive it with their ears, this is how they're gonna feel. So I don't really make up words to just make shit sound cool or trend. I just write exactly from the heart, just like how J. Cole does. That's what he taught me. Although he didn't teach me directly, like, yo, this is what I'm teaching you. But through his songs, the albums that I've been listening to, that's what I learned from J. Cole. For this year, 2021, I'm planning to release a lot of content when it comes to visuals. So you're gonna see me more than just listen to me. I'm gonna drop songs, yes, but it's just gonna be less of music, but more on visuals. Because I've been releasing music, and I want you guys to just see more content when it comes to visuals, like music videos, skits. I'm still gonna do skits too, documentaries, interviews. What else? There's a lot that I'm gonna be doing that has to do with just visuals. So this year, 2021, what you have to expect from me the most is just visuals and songs. I am gonna drop songs, and I am gonna drop projects maybe, but we'll see what goes on. But it's mostly visuals. That's my focus for this year. My first project ever was titled The 30th of July Story. I had in that album, I had 16 songs, and I remember I didn't feature nobody in the songs. It was my first, I dropped the album 2016, 17, around there, but the whole album was done and made 2016. Yeah, because I started in 2015 to 2016. And I didn't feature nobody because I wanted to find myself. Like how I said, you still need to find yourself. Don't just make songs with other people and be like, yo man, it's gonna trend because he's in the song, or hey man, it's my first time making a song or a project. I need to feature a lot of people so my project can get a lot of attention. No, I didn't want to do that. I just decided to make the whole project with 16 songs on my own because I wanted to find myself, in terms of where do I fall under. There's a lot of genres that I did in the album that were different. There's pop. There was this pop song that I made, and there was this rap. There was this hard rap. It was conscious. It's so there was just different vibes to the album because I was just trying to find myself, and I really did. It benefited me a lot. My second project that I released was titled A Life of a Black Cat, and that was released in 2019, and that's when I started, getting to feature people in the project, because that's just people I started, getting to meet when I was in the music industry. So I got to feature Kaylee. Shout out to Kaylee. She's out there doing the most. She's also an artist. She draws. She's so dope. And shout out to Metro Boy. I got to feature Metro Boy. He's doing the most too right now. You should check out on him. And Jay Jr. too. So those are the only 3 artists that I featured in the project that I dropped 2019, and it's titled Life of a Black Cat. You should go check it out, because I already, like, it was on SoundCloud and Audiomack, but now it's on all major platforms. I already put it out there, so just go vibe to it and enjoy it. The third project that I just recently dropped was a project I dropped 2020, and it was dropped on December 27th, and it's titled A Piece of Solitude. In that project, I got to feature artists like AK. Shout out to him. He's doing the most right now, and you know, he's the reason why I've grown so much in music, so I thank him a lot. And I got to feature Kaylee again in this third project, which is the same girl that I featured in the last project that I released before this one. So I featured her again, and those are the only artists that are there. I didn't feature nobody else, but the artist that was supposed to be there too is Combs, because there's a song that I made with Combs, but unfortunately I lost that song. You know, something bad really happened, and the files got corrupted, and I couldn't add it in the album. There's a lot of songs that were lost in that album, basically. So it's not only the Combs song. There's like maybe about 10 songs that I lost that should have been in the project that I recently dropped. So the project was just supposed to be like maybe 21 songs or 20 songs, but it ended up being like 12 songs. So bad luck, but everything happens for a reason. So, but I'm still looking forward to just making more music, and I'll keep on dropping. I'll never stop. Like, I'ma just keep going. Artists that I enjoyed working with are just like the same people that I mentioned in my features. So it's Metro Boy. I feel Metro Boy. I enjoy it when I work with Metro Boy, AK, Kaylee, J Jr. It's just basically all the artists that I've featured in my projects. I always enjoy when I'm making songs with those people, because we kind of like relate to a lot, and I feel like we share the same energy, so it just becomes easy when we're in the studio and working, and everything just becomes fast. We just make songs as quick as we can, and we make a lot of songs. We make as many songs as we can while we're still there sharing that same energy and feeling the vibe. So I enjoy working with just Metro Boy, AK, J Jr. and Kaylee, and there's still more artists that I've met, that I've worked with. I still got to get to know them better. Well, my first primary school that I went to was at M Kabab. It was called SD, and there I did like grade R. Yeah, I just did grade R only, and when I moved here to Mlazi, I went to Durbanese Primary School. In Durbanese Primary School, I started in grade R. I remember they made me repeat grade R, so I did grade R up to grade 7, so that's like 8 years. And when I was done with primary school, my high school, I wanted to go to Rittenwood High School, but my mom took me to a school that was just around my neighborhood, and it's called Villa Bahlege. Some call it VP. So I went to Villa Bahlege High School, and I did grade 8, grade 9, and grade 10. I didn't really want to go there because my mom was actually, she was forcing me to go there because she just wanted me to do science. But I just didn't want to go there because it was more of like a science school. My mom wanted me to do science. I wasn't really into science. I told my mom when I was in grade 7 that I want to go to a school where there's drama, art, but she didn't really want to listen to that. You know how moms are, parents. But she took me to that school, but when she started realizing that I wasn't really performing right, I wasn't getting good marks, she decided to move me out to the school that I wanted to go to, which was Britain. And that's the reason why when I came there 2017, I started writing a song titled Britain, which is just a representation of how I love the school, and I was just happy, enjoying the fact that I'm finally in the school that I always wanted to be in. And I finished 2019, and that was like 2 years ago. And last year, 2020, I went to Creative Art College, and I studied film and television production. I was also like looking forward to learn about acting, which is something that I did back in drama at Brentwood High School, but I'm still looking forward to go study it and learn more about it. There's a lot of things that I still want to learn about acting, and because I love it, I'm into it. So those are just the schools that I went to, and that's just how my school journey was. It was funny. The best advice that I've been given is always this advice that comes from dad, which is to never trust friends. My dad literally doesn't have friends, and he always tells me how bad friends are. I don't know what happened, I don't know what they did to him back then, but he's always telling me about friends, that friends are not, don't trust friends. And this saying that he used to say, he always says it, it's a famous saying that says, when days are dark, friends are few. He always reminds me about that. So when I was growing up and got to realize how some other friends are, I got back to him and I was like, yo, this shit is real. Friends are not really trustworthy. So some friends are good, yes, but like I really don't trust friends, and I don't want to make more friends. Yeah, I just want to stay cool. So that's like, I think that's the best advice I've gotten so far, is to just never trust friends, because people think friends are good. Friends are not good. Some act good only to find that they're not really good. So fuck friends. Friends are not really. The best advice I'd give to supporters is that don't feel entitled to being in the entertainment industry, because this is what happens when these fans or supporters, or ride or die supporters or whatsoever, when they listen to your music or they see artists, their favorite artists on TV or whatsoever, they just automatically want to become like them, when they're not realizing that they just have to first find themselves, well, in terms of where do they fall under. I mean, I just didn't make music just because J. Cole influenced me, who influenced me, or I stopped playing soccer. Nah, I found myself within the music, and it just happened automatically. So I feel like that's what the fans are lacking. Some fans really love their artists, like they favorite artists, until they just want to become like them. As in, they want to become rappers, they want to start making music, when they're not really, only to find they're not really into it. So I feel like you just have to find yourself, like where do you fall under, and like don't think you could just be anything. Like you could do this and that, because that's what these favorite rappers tell you. Yo, bro, you could do anything you want to do, man. Like, I know you could do anything you want, but like, just find yourself within the music or wherever you fall under. If you're into science, continue doing science while listening to Lil Wayne. If you love Lil Wayne, don't try to be like Lil Wayne just because you love him, just because he inspires you. Now you want to stop science when you know that you're good in science. So I feel like that's just the message I would give to the supporters. Okay, so that's enough for me. This is T-Dow, the one and only Black Cat, and I hope you really enjoyed watching this video. I hope you learned a lot about me than what you were thinking or expecting about me. But yeah, I'm looking forward to make more music, there's a lot of content that's coming. So don't stop believing in me. Don't stop following me. Don't stop subscribing. Don't stop checking out on what I've been doing, because there's still a lot more content coming, and I'm gonna kill it, trust me. This is T-Dow, the one and only Black Cat. Make sure you subscribe, hit that notification button for more content. Don't forget to like.